Well, 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 this looks awfully familiar. I just dropped Allie off at the airport in St. Louis and I've been heading down the highway west towards my home in California when I pulled off the road to get a peek at a very familiar sight. Ah, there it is, the world famous Wagon Wheel Motel neon sign. And you know what that means? It means we're back on Route 66. It was a long trip doing old Route 66, cost a lot more money and a lot more time than I thought it was going to when I set out. So I am definitely eager to be getting home. Of course, first I have to backtrack across half of this great country of ours. Now that is going to be a long way, and I am of course feeling very tired. But as much as I'd love to pull up a chair and take a rest, I think the chair's a little too big. They said I'd have a lot of personal growth on a trip like this, but I don't think I've grown that much. Dang! Today I mostly just had to drop Allie off at the airport and then I was gonna try to make some progress west. But apparently I just can't resist a good mule. Welcome to the Mule Trading Post. The Mule is a legendary stop on old Route 66. It was originally opened in 1946 in Pacific, Missouri, but when Pacific was bypassed by the interstate, the trading post was moved up here in 1957, a little closer to Rolla, and it's been here ever since. Check this out. It's an A&W restaurant family. Look, there's the dad, the mom, the kids. They've all got burgers and root beer. Now this place is amazing. There's a lot of stuff on the inside of the Mule Trading Post. Oh wow, there's an endless amount of stuff in here. I never knew Missouri was the mule state. There's a nice mix of everything in here, from brand new t-shirts to antiques. Even the bathtub is full of stuff.
Dang, I was really hoping for a bath.
Wow, this is one of those places that's bigger on the inside. It's like a TARDIS if the doctor collected scary dolls and creepy statues. Ooh, I might need that mule. Ooh, lots of rocks and gems. Wow, this rocks. Man, there's a lot of trinkets in these cases. Oh, knives. Wait a minute, look at these. Swords. I've always wanted a katana. Gee, I wonder what else we can find in here. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, I miss seeing cactus. It's like seeing an old friend in here. Seems so endless for such a small space. Oh, that's a little creepy there. Ooh, shiny. This is amazing. Every time I think I'm done, I turn the corner and there's more. There's even a whole book room in here. Ooh, I don't have this one. Oh, they don't just sell knives. I think they make them. Look at all this stuff in here. It's like a maze. It's like a haunted house, but there's stuff instead of monsters. What's this? Dead birds? Ooh, how pheasant. Alas, poor Yorick.
Anyone looking for a country woman?
Oh, wasn't that amazing? And look, even when you come out the door, there's stuff for sale on the porch. There's a lot of rad stuff in there. I even saw a guitar-shaped Elvis clock. But I think the outside of the building might even be better. Look at that old neon sign. See the ears moving up there? That is pretty cool. Oh, and let's not forget the fun pics. Fun pic! Oh wait, I'm in the wrong hole. There we go. That's more my style. Or how about this one? Look, Ma, I'm a donkey. Oh wait, wrong hole again. Ah, there we go. Grandma always said that I was being a horse's behind, but I guess she was wrong. I'm a mule's behind. What a fun one. And if the trading post ain't fun enough for you, how about the Mule Tobacco Barn? Don't need any tobacco, but I think we could all use a giant metal hillbilly sign in our lives. Look at this guy. He's holding the flag, smoking his pipe, and enjoying his freedoms. Fixing to ask him where his mule is, and then I realized he's in the barn selling the tobacco. Before the highway beautification laws, the Mule Trading Post is one of those businesses that had billboards all along the highway. It's a very DIY mom and pop operation, and it's been owned by the same couple, the Smiths, for a long, long time. I once knew a man with a wooden leg named Smith. Never knew the name of his other leg. Last time I came through town, the Mule was closed. That's why I didn't show it to you, and it looks like it just closed again for the night. Glad we made it. This place is amazing. If you ever get a chance, stop here. Stop on in for your mule and your mule accessories. The Mule Trading Post since 1946. Heck yeah. All right, now it's time for us to be closing up shop and finding a place to sleep. All right, long day. We've now put hundreds of miles under our tires. But that's okay, because I know exactly where to get a little rest. Oh, I missed that neon sign. It's nice to see a familiar landmark. I didn't notice that slide there last time I was here. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Hopefully no one takes their bike down it. Talking to you, Adam. And now for our sleeping arrangements. Oh yeah, Mr. Big is pleased. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow, a king-size bed just for me. Oh, wow, we have so much to do. We got people to call, we've got letters to write, we got to unpack, and look at all our... I'm up. Back to the road. I just had to pick up another microphone for windy conditions because my other one was broken when I saw this. Okay, I see a lot of weird things, but that is something you don't see every day. It's the conning tower of a submarine. It's the sail of the USS Lapon. And somehow they parked it right here at Springfield's American Legion. Dude, would you look at the size of this thing? Wow. I really never realized how massive these things were. And this is just the itty bitty top part of it. Just imagine how much there would be if it was buried under the ground. Don't worry guys, the rest of the submarine isn't under the ground. Or is it? Avast and belay, Batman, your tone sounds rather grim. We haven't done anything foolish, have we? Disposing of pre-atomic submarines to people who don't even leave their full addresses? Good day, Admiral. Don't worry, everyone. This one wasn't purchased by P.N. Gwynn. This thing was donated by the Navy. Pretty cool that after the rest of the submarine was scrapped, they kept the conning tower for a memorial. I think that's the bomb. Oh, yeah. These are torpedoes. Never mind. Pretty cool tribute to our submarine veterans. I can barely handle being in the Disneyland submarines for a long time. I don't know how you guys do it. Okay, working our way west on Missouri 266, which used to be US 66. Last time I came through, I had to pass through this whole area west of Springfield super quickly because of bad weather, and I missed Plano. There's an old rock garage over here that looks like it's been converted into a private home. And then this giant building over here on the other corner, which looks like it's being reclaimed slowly by nature. And that's about it. Wow, look at that. That was a big building. Now full of trees. That's crazy. I would go in there, but I've had enough ticks in me on this journey. Look at that. Look at inside this door. It's like the secret garden in there. That's amazing. Plano, Missouri. A ghost town. Next up ahead is Halltown. The sign said population 176. Not that big a place. They do have the old Whitehall Mercantile. That's a very old-timey store right there. And it provides you with a great photo op. Hi, we're at Halltown. Yep, sure are. I don't think this place is open, but I wish it was. Look at all the treasures in there. There used to be a lot more people living in towns like this, and it's not just because they couldn't get good internet here. It's because all of these small towns were farming communities, and over the past 100 years, we've replaced manpower with machine power. The more mechanized we got, the fewer men we needed to farm, so the fewer men had to live out by farms. And now many places like tiny little Halltown are ever so slowly disappearing from the map. That's why I love Route 66. Brings people like me to places like this. It's a great excuse to get to know the heartland. Boy, it's beautiful out here. All right, we're now coming up on Gay Purita and their famous Sinclair gas station. Well, would you look at that? Whoa, I haven't seen a place like this for a little while. This is cool. Yep, that's me right there. California or bust. You might be able to fix it faster if you laid off on the moonshine. Until very recently, this restored Sinclair station and the accompanying original garage were owned by a guy by the name of Gary Turner, who sadly recently passed away. But it looks like the Gay Purita Sinclair station is still going strong out here. Another guy named George out there with no shoes on and a heck of a hillbilly hat just greeted me, super friendly guy, and told us we should definitely check out the garage in here. Whoa, that's awesome. Look at that old Ford truck. A lot of amazing stuff in here. Is that a boat motor right there? Awesome. Oh, there's the mechanic on duty. I think he's taking a nap. This is awesome in here. I love when people take old buildings like this and turn them into DIY tourist attractions. Look at all those old motor oil cans, old tools all set up in the right spot. God dang it, I love this country. Wow, that is a great old Coke cooler. Look at this old school fancy electric refrigerator. How about that? I love places like this. There's a group of tourists here from another country. That's who George is talking to over there. So I decided to sort of wander around solo. Oh, check out this old outhouse.
Get out of here. I'm pooping. P D-O-P-N-G.
Sorry. Dang, I wish I could trade my rental Dodge for this Dodge. Ooh, look at that. It says Dodge Brothers right on the front. That's awesome. This is the part they said burned down a couple of times and so had to be reconstructed. But I've seen a lot of old original 1920s gas stations on this trip, and this is a good reconstruction. I love these old gravity pumps and white wall tires.
Santa Monica.
Oh, you're on your way to California.
We go to
Chicago to LA? Awesome. Nice to meet people from Portugal. Look at that old Nash police cruiser. They should bring back hood ornaments. Look at the inside of the gas station. It's like a museum in here. Well, it's not like a museum, it is a museum. This was a great stop, but George just drew me a map to some others. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not sure what this town was actually called. Paris Springs, Gay Purita, Everton. There were a lot of confusing signs for a very small place. But the next little town we're looking for is even smaller. I love crossing all these old bridges. At home, all of our creeks and rivers have long been filled in or lined with concrete. They are somewhat hideous, but not out here. See why I love Missouri so much? All right, there's our next stop. Spencer. Telling you that this is not a big town would be the understatement of the century. There's one house over there, and there's this. And that's it. Until not too long ago, this little strip of buildings in Spencer was completely abandoned and derelict. Luckily, Francis and Marie Ryan from Kansas purchased the little crossroads of Spencer and restored the buildings. Look at that, all those little details. That's pretty cool. Of course, there's no active businesses inside, but at least they have a roof now. I love Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma's stretch of Route 66, how there's all this rock architecture. Everywhere in the Ozarks, you'll see buildings like that, just made out of local stone. I don't know, just something about the way it's done is so unique. Ah, the feed and seed. I could use some feed. I think it's awesome that people would buy something like this, stock it with their own private collection of antiques, and then leave it out here for people like us to come and appreciate. I love that. There's so many. I just love that we've seen so many examples of people who put their own money on the line to save and share history just for the love of it. Oh, look at that. There's an old house back there with a brand new roof on it too. Imagine buying a whole town just to put on display for people like us and not even living in it. These people are my heroes, and if I ever have the money, I'm gonna follow their example. Now, speaking of resurrecting history, we've got another epic stop to make. Dang, I gotta tell you, this one has been difficult to find. It's off Route 66 out in the country, but according to the directions I got, we should be getting pretty close. Oh, I think this is it. Oh, weird. We've made it to Red Oak, Missouri. Or should I say Red Oak 2. Whoa, would you look at this? A man by the name of Lowell Davis grew up in Red Oak, Missouri, but when he came back to his hometown later, he discovered that it was becoming a ghost town. All the old businesses had been abandoned, so he started buying them up and moving them to his property here, creating Red Oak 2. This is weird. It feels like I'm walking around an abandoned town where everybody just suddenly left. Oh, that helps a little. The people from Poland just showed up. I'm not alone. I can't find Lowell, but I did find his dog. Hey, buddy. Not interested. Okay. I haven't found Lowell yet, but I did find this dog. Are we gonna be best friends? Yes, we are. See? Best friends. Nice to meet you, Duke. Oh, good boy. Now, Lowell Davis is somewhat of a local celebrity in that he's an artist who creates things out of scrap metal. Like this epic scrap metal airplane right here. That's amazing. I can barely make my bed. Coming up the road, I saw quite a few creations like this one, all of Lowell's handiwork. But he doesn't just make art like this. This entire town is a work of art. I mean, I never saw the original Red Oak, but I can't imagine it being any more beautiful than this. Look at the old general store here. You can rent this building out for events now. Wow, look at that. Say your I-do's at Red Oak 2. How about this? The whole town is full of Lowell's artwork. Look at these cats here. I feel like I'm walking through an old western town to hit the zombie apocalypse or something. There's no zombies here, are there, Duke? You would tell me, right? Oh, look at this. It's the old blacksmith shop. I don't even know what's going on the inside, but it smells like my great-grandma's farmhouse. Weird. What kind of game is that? Oh, looks like they got a little bit of an old-timey photo studio going on in there. This is so bizarre. Man, this place is amazing and endless, and there's no one around taking admission. No one around at all. Just a couple of Polish tourists, a dog, and us. But it looks like you could have quite an event here. Man, this wouldn't be a bad place to get married. Look, you already have the band built in. Wow, look at this old barn right here. That is an old school building. No animals in the yard today, just us mules. Oh, I see. They've all escaped. Hello there, scary, red-faced murder duck. I will not mess with. I mean, I would go pet that duck goose looking thing, but I was a little too chicken. Look at these chicken with those crazy feathers by their feet. Booted chickens. This place is amazing. Look, there's an old carriage barn, an old filling station, and even Cackleberry Park. Look at that little miniature house. There's such an amazing mix of history and creativity here. It's got the old school playground all set up. There's whole entire houses here. And look at this. That's old school. Get it? Wah, 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 wah. Oh, wow. I thought I had seen everything back there. Nope. This place is twice as big as I thought it was. Oh, look at that. Wow, it's an old Phillips 66 station. This is unbelievable. It's an entire town. Grocery store, gas station, plumber's house, maybe? Look at that fountain right there. Oh, I see. Look at this. The plumber's nightmare. Nice. Look at this. It goes and goes and goes. This is the most surreal place I've ever been. Oh, another dog. Look at this. There's all these small houses here like this. Some of them have cars in the driveway. There's people doing a little bit of construction out here. Some of them have quite a bit of stuff. I can't tell if they're private homes. Apparently Red Oak 2 is expanding. There's a little t-shirt stand out there all by itself. This is so weird. There's some people working on an old railway depot right there. And it looks like they just finished working on Fort Hooker here. Look at this. Boat as pond. You guys, I've been a lot of weird places, but I'm gonna go ahead and say I have never been anywhere like this. This is the most unusual, most bizarre, strangest, most confusing, amazing thing ever. And it doesn't hurt that it's breathtakingly gorgeous. I don't know what little old-timey grandma or grandpa lived in this, but it's got one heck of a front porch view.
Yep, I can remember back in 1905, Theodore Roosevelt owed me a corncob pipe. So I wore my slippers down to the general store and bought some seed and forgot all about it.
This place is part neighborhood, part farm, part history museum, part outdoor art museum. And nobody's chased me off with a shotgun yet. Just two people walked by me and said, neat, isn't it? Yes, it is neat. Yeah, there's definitely people living here. These people have their own plane. Weird. What? I don't get it. Maybe it'll hit me later. Yeah, this is wild. There are people living here, and there are people dead here. I don't know that they moved the actual graves from Red Oak here, but those tombstones look pretty dang real to me. What in the world? Ah, look at this. The marshal's office. Ah, the marshal's name is Ralph Hooker. He's a marshal and a fort keeper, a man of many talents. It's just so weird because walking around here, you get the weird sense that any second, the people who live in these buildings or who work in them, like the marshal or the old blacksmith, are gonna come back any second. This must be where that old Hooker lives. Oh, I like this. Right across from the marshal's office is one of those old jails. They really used to use these outdoor things as jails once upon a time. Wait a minute. Look at this. Looks like they've repurposed it. Red Oak Child Care Center, 50 cents per hour. La 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 la. I don't know, I could be happy here. This place is unbelievable. It's like Knott's Berry Farm, but you didn't have to buy a ticket, and no one's trying to sell you any boysenberries, right?
Yep, that's right. We don't make boysenberries around here. We just make murder.
Murder?
Oh, dang, did I say murder? I meant blackberries.
Oh, blackberries. See, with no one around most of these buildings, and no one really talking to me, I don't really know what's on and off limits. I'm just sort of wandering around, staring at everything, and everybody's just giving me the thumbs up and the nod. Wow, look at that. I wonder if that was an old mill or what. That is beautiful. It's just crazy. I've never seen anything like this place, like I said. People tried to describe it to me, but their description was lacking. This place is huge. It's full of history and folk art everywhere. It's breathtakingly gorgeous. And it's only a few minutes off old Route 66, closer than a lot of Route 66 attractions are. And I've never heard of this place before today. Look it, there's even a spot for a fun pic. You're so good at spooning, Mr. Moon. Duke, I want to learn some more about this place. Tell me some more, buddy. Tell me some more!
Okay, well, I couldn't get much information out of Duke, but a little old lady driving by told me that all kinds of different people now own some of the buildings here, which means Lowell Davis really did save his town. It's a community again.
And I think this might be one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. A truly living piece of art. Wow. I just wish there was some building I could spend the night in here. This is amazing. Can you imagine having a home like this? Speaking of home, I better keep going west. I'm only sorry I didn't get to meet Lowell Davis himself. That's okay. I've got the funniest feeling that I'll be back someday. All right, pushing on into Carthage, Missouri, we get to see something pretty special. The 1939 streamlined modern Boots Court. Wow, that's awesome. A radio in every room. You don't see many motor courts like this around anymore. Look at this. You could have pulled your car in right next to your room. Could have. You still can. Many famous people stayed here, including Clark Gable right here in room number 6. That is pretty amazing. If I wasn't trying to get back to California so fast, even I would stay at the Boots Court. You don't see many streamlined modern or streamlined modern motels anymore. And this place was never upgraded or changed. It still has a radio in every room. The gentleman on the ladder fixing up the Boots Court doesn't even work here. He is a member of the Route 66 Chamber of Commerce. Visit 66.com. Just doing a little volunteer work there. Cause he can, keeping the route nice. That's just the way it is out here. People just care. All right, westward ho to Joplin. Last time I came through Joplin, there was really bad weather, so I just breezed through as quickly as possible. But come on, it's one of the cities from the Route 66 song. We gotta go downtown. Sheesh, it's a very twisty road into downtown Joplin. Oh, wow, downtown Joplin is nice. Not a lot going on in downtown Joplin today, but still. Nice. Whenever I see towns like this, I always wonder why they don't film movies here. What's weird about Joplin is there's a point where you drive out of downtown and all old buildings disappear and all you see is new construction. That's because only 6 or 7 years ago they had a massive F5 tornado. It's pretty scary, but it's amazing to see how the town has recovered. Check this out. You see this garage right here? See how there's a little apartment right on top of that? Bonnie and Clyde once rented that apartment and had a shootout with police. Apparently the cops tried to ambush him and get the drop on old Bonnie and Clyde, but Bonnie and Clyde not only escaped, but took the lives of 2 police officers. That sign right there says that when they escaped, they left behind a roll of Kodak film that gave people the first public pictures of the Bonnie and Clyde gang. That's pretty crazy. That was way back in 1933. Things have certainly changed though, because from here, I can actually look down from their hideout and see a police station right there, that little building in the distance. That's the coppers. Maybe the best place to hide is in plain sight. All right, friends, it's time to move on. You can see why I love Missouri. It's so beautiful, so green, so windy, so much history. But now it's time to go because this is where old Route 66 crosses into Kansas. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Hill clicking's not working. Guess I gotta walk across the line. This means we're back in Galena, Kansas. A happy place. Also, one of the inspirations for Radiator Springs and the home of a friend of ours. Oh, I missed you, Toe Tater. This guy was the original inspiration for Toe Mater, who is now right next door. If you guys missed my other Route 66 videos going all the way from California to Chicago, you're missing out. Oh, it's nice to see a familiar face again, buddy. You too, weirdly flattened Toe Mater. Oh, I love Kansas. Showed up kind of late today, so I still didn't get to see the inside of the Bordello Antiques. Darn it! Someday I'll see what's in there. But not today, friends. We've already seen a lot today, but the sun is shortly about to set. And I have got to get myself to Oklahoma. Man, thank you guys for coming with me on this adventure. I will see you very shortly. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you a little further along down the road. Look at this. It's another Lowell Davis masterpiece. Oh, do you know what this is? This isn't an airplane. That right there is a manure spreader. A manure spreader with wings. This guy's about to put poop on everyone. It's called The crap duster. It's a crap duster. A crap. Get it? Crop to crap. It just goes to show you never know what you're gonna see if you travel in America. It's a crap duster.